a very special day today. We're gonna be putting a new exhaust system on the Challenger. Been waiting a long time for this, so you could just take a look outside. So hopefully this place is open. I told him I was coming in on Tuesday to do it. I also got this little booklet thingy because I have the active valve exhaust and I wanted to keep it because I know a lot of people, you know, they take it off or they replace it with the simulators, but this tells you basically how to take it off, how to take off the factory exhaust, put on the new one, and then like things you shouldn't do, like over torquing, and then it tells you like how to line up the valve body to the active exhaust system. So hopefully this guy knows what he's doing because it doesn't sound like he did. I called another place. They were like, you want to keep the active exhaust? I'm like, yeah, that's how it came on the car. Of course I want to keep it. So we'll see how that goes. I got the stuff all loaded up here. So got my tips, X-pipe, mufflers, resonators. So let's see if they can do it today. If not, then I guess I gotta come back another day. But it's like pouring outside. All right, so let's see what happens. So I just got back from the muffler shop. I was actually kind of like helping him install my freaking pipes, so I guess that was all right. He was like, oh, I don't have anybody to help me. I was like, yeah, I can help you. So we basically like both kind of installed it. I mean, he did most of the work, but I helped him. And it came out really well. There was some hiccups. Obviously, you think you're gonna get a Scatpack system from Borla, of course, or whatever, and it's supposed to be like bolt on and, you know, work the way it's supposed to, but there was a lot of little, I wouldn't say problems, but just obstacles that we had to overcome. And it took them about, we started at 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. It's like 10:30 right now, so about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so. It's installed right now. We got the tips on. The left side is a little bit, I'm sorry, the right side is a little bit sticking out, but in general, I think the tips are like about the same. Honestly, it's not even that noticeable. I thought it was kind of noticeable, but it sticks out a little bit more on the right side than it does on the left. You can tell. So yeah, I had to stop and put gas before I go get the truck to get my original Scatpack. That way I can throw that one in the dump because I'm never going to put the original exhaust back on. I already know myself. And I don't have any room for it in the house. It's totally raining. I was going to do a whole exhaust review for you guys, but it's like totally raining outside. A complete storm. Let's get out of the rain. She was definitely a little thirsty. I mean, $70, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll start it up for you guys in a second. That was quiet. I'm gonna have to get a cold start for you guys later. Super quiet. Give it a couple revs. Oh shit, I opened up the trunk. 1 second. Oh yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah, that's way more like it. Now it actually sounds like a muscle car. Alright guys, so we just picked up the rig. We're gonna take it and hopefully fit that whole exhaust system in the bed. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I mean, I'm gonna try. So hopefully I can just take it and then leave it at the dump. I know I'll probably have to pay some money, but I might have one of those like exemption forms, so we're gonna check it out. Hopefully things go smooth. The exhaust, you know, I'm happy with it. It's great. It's too rainy to like show you guys, you know, how nice it actually does sound, but yeah, we're gonna go pick it up from the shop. I should just leave it there, huh? Just leave it there for that guy, never show up again. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so we're gonna go pick it up and deal with that mess, and I should be done. I can go home and eat. I haven't even ate since the morning, since I got up. So I left at like 8 o'clock, and it's like gonna be 11, probably be done at like 12, and I haven't even eaten. So I'm ready to eat at least like a breakfast bagel or something. All right, so we got the factory exhaust in the bed of the truck, and I'm kind of sketched out right now, I'm not gonna lie. It's back there just chilling, so I'm gonna take it to the transfer station. Hopefully they take that, because I don't have anywhere to put it, and it's tied down, so should be okay, but I don't have a flag on it, so I could definitely be pulled over. So hopefully they take it, we'll see. All right, so we got to hurry up and get out of here. So I just took off the whole exhaust system. I put it right there on the ground. I actually called the customer service, and they said they didn't even take metal piping. They're like, oh, you got to go to a dump or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I thought this was a dump. And I go just to try it out, because you know some people how they are. After I called the customer service, I loaded it up, I put it in here, I took it to the scale, and the lady just said to go on in and drop it off. So guess what? I'm taking advantage of that. So by the time they know that they don't require something, or that they're not supposed to have something, I'm already got out dumped off. So that's their bad. So we gotta hurry up and get out of here. That way I don't have to take care of that stuff. All right, let's do it. So it's been, I think, like 2 weeks since I've had the exhaust put on by a local muffler shop here in town, and I love the exhaust. Don't get me wrong, the exhaust is amazing, but if I had to go again, I'd probably choose another muffler shop in the future, just because it kind of seemed like he didn't want to do certain things that I wanted with the exhaust. Yeah, I'll probably get into that in a little bit, but it's been raining for like, I want to say the past 2 weeks, ever since I got the whole Scatpack installed. So if you look outside here, it's totally just pouring down. I haven't really got a proper exhaust clip for this car since I got it installed. But yeah, so it's been raining for like 2 weeks here in California with the bomb cyclone they said that's supposed to be happening. Yeah, I haven't got much time to like actually do like many pulls with the car, or like drive-bys, you know, because I don't want to freaking be on the side of the road. Which I actually did see it looked like a newer Scatpack. It was definitely a wide body, so 2019 or newer wide body Scatpack Charger. It was literally in that, you know how some of those highways have like that curve on the side of the road for the water. Well, his Scatpack was in that freaking thing, like just dug in. He was just standing outside the car, like, yeah, he was having a bad day. And that was New Year's Eve, actually. It was New Year's Eve. So that was like really sad. And this car does not do good in the rain. Like compared to my EcoBoost Mustang, with it had even like a snow feature on it in the dashboard here for the Mustangs. If you can actually switch it to a snow mode, which gives it more like traction and lessens the throttle. But for these Scatpack Challengers, there's no such thing. You're either in normal or auto, sport, and track. So when I was getting the mufflers and the exhaust put on for this car, on my way to the muffler shop, it was literally like almost hydroplaning, and I was only going 55. And then I slowed it down to 50, and I was still getting kind of like that skid, you know. So I slowed it down to like 45, went in the slow lane, got them put on. So just be mindful, these cars do not like the elements. You definitely need like a nice sunny or cool day. Rain, I wouldn't drive in the rain unless you have to, or if it's like a light drizzle. But if you're like trying to go long treks with like a heavy amount of rain, I would not do that in this car.
Rolling.
I probably shouldn't have backed up so much, but yeah, it fell when I started revving it. The only thing is, the guy who installed them, it seemed like he didn't want to weld on the exhaust tips that I had, or he couldn't. He said he couldn't do it because of the hangers in the back or whatever have you. So I thought that was kind of odd, and so I ended up having to put back the stock tips. So that's kind of one quirk that I want to work out, that I want to get the quad tips on, but I don't know when. So yeah, the guy couldn't do that. And the other thing, he kind of put the tips a little too far out. I mean, you can't really tell, but they're a little bit kind of out, and one of them's kind of bent still. So I mean, the guy's work, he did really good job on the piping of it, but when it got to like the end and the tips, he kind of just, I want to say he got a little bit lazy. But overall, the install was good. I mean, I rated him like probably like a 3 out of 5 if I were going to rate him. But I should have took him to my main guy here in town, a different muffler shop, which I know he can literally hack anything together. So that was my mistake. I should have went with the first guy that I know. I don't know why I tried this new one. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but other than that, the exhaust sounds good. There is a little bit of a noise with the springs, so for some reason with the active exhaust, the springs, every like, if the car sits for more than like 12 hours and then you start it up, or around 12 hours, it sounds like a screeching, like a kind of like a tiny screech noise, like something's rubbing together wrong. And I think it's when the active exhaust starts, it does some sort of cycle, and then after that cycle it ends. So after that, if you go drive the car, say somewhere, and then you park it and then start it up again after maybe a few hours, it won't do that until basically the next morning or the next night, until you start the car again. So I thought that was kind of odd, and I think it might be because when the guy tightened down the bolts, I think he like really snugged them in there, and I don't think they're supposed to be that snug. So I may have to go back, or when I install my next mod, I'll probably have to loosen those a little bit. That way it doesn't make that noise, because it hasn't gone away. And that's kind of another small thing that I got to get done. So tips look kind of weird if you really look at them, but I mean, if you were to just leave it like that, it would be fine. Kind of a perfectionist issue. He didn't want to put on the quad tips. He didn't want to weld them on because he said the hangers were too close to the ends, and whatever other reason he had. And then the bolts are too snug on active exhaust. And it seems like not a lot of people know about what to really do when it comes to active exhaust. So I basically kind of had to read the instructions that Borla sent and kind of tell him how to do it, and also help out. That way he didn't, you know, mess up my car, or make a mistake with the active exhaust and cost me some more, you know, dollars trying to buy new ones. But other than that, the car came out pretty well. Let me see if I can do it again. 1 second. so there's that clip for you. My freaking GoPro's all wet, but that's what it's for, so.